In July 1947, just 5 weeks before the British were scheduled to depart from the Indian subcontinent, a British lawyer by the name of Cyril Radcliffe drew a line, the Radcliffe Line. 5 weeks later, it would cut through and divide the subcontinent into two countries, Pakistan for the Muslims and India for the Hindus.
I said to the Lord Chancellor, "Why me?" He said, "Do it in the service of your country." Well, I couldn't say no to my country, could I? I had to get the job done.
2 days after partition, this line was officially announced as newly demarcated borders of India and Pakistan.
14 अगस्त 1947 ये रेडियो पाकिस्तान लाहौर है। आपको पाकिस्तान मुबारक हो।
Millions of people found themselves lost and divided, suddenly away from friends, families, neighborhoods, and even religious sites that they had grown up in. Around 14 million migrated to the other side of the border, and more than 1 million were killed.
Some of the weird or some of the uncomfortable questions that arise with, so being Sikh, for example, was a very, very uncomfortable question, even for even for India and for Muslims, because partition was seen as this sort of Hindu-Muslim thing in Punjab, really, because that's where a lot of Sikhs were settled, that's where a lot of Sikh shrines and places were settled. So they were really it was a very uncomfortable question for them. Along with that, of course, then there's a whole question of partition, is that how do you divide, how do you partition history, heritage?
Against this history, the opening of the Kartarpur corridor allows Guru Nanak's devotees from India and Pakistan to be able to, in the moment of their visit to the Gurdwara, just be, as they used to be before the line was drawn and Punjab cut into two, or as their ancestors used to be when Guru Nanak was alive. I'm just 4 kilometers away from the Pakistan-India border, here at the Kartarpur Gurdwara Sahib, the second most holiest site in Sikhism after the Golden Temple in Amritsar. Pilgrims from India and Pakistan have been gathering here since the past few days to celebrate the 552nd birth anniversary of their Guru Nanak Ji. Guru Nanak came to Kartarpur in 1521, and it was here that he spent the last 18 years of his life up until his death in 1539. Before settling in Kartarpur, he had travelled around the world for approximately 30 years.
Actually, this is where, so in many ways, you can think of this as first Sikh Gurdwara, because this is where then regularly you had langar, you had kirtan. Guru Nanak's followers, devotees used to come and visit him here. So this was his home, but it was also his first sort of main religious site, which became the home of Gurdwara. In fact, I was talking to somebody, a very prominent Sikh scholar recently, and he was telling me how before partition, Kartarpur really was probably the most sacred Sikh shrine. And because then at partition, Kartarpur was lost to Pakistan, so Amritsar's importance then sort of grew out of that space. So let's say if partition had not happened or had not happened the way it happened, Kartarpur would have continued to be probably the most important Sikh site in the world.
अपने गुरु के घर आए हैं तो अच्छा ही लगेगा।
अति सुंदर बहुत ही ਵਧੀਆ ਲੱਗਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਆਉਂਗੀ
I had tears in my eyes, wow, we've only seen this in pictures.
ਹੈ ਸਾਡਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਹੈ
वो तो कट गया जब partition.
ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇੱਕ ਭੈਣ ਭਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਆ ਅੱਜ ਤੱਕ ਬਾਰਡਰ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਜੇ ਤੇ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਆਈਏ ਜਾਈਏ
अच्छा बहुत अच्छा।
यहाँ से हमारे बुजुर्ग गए
It said welcome to Pakistan. I was getting goosebumps.
तो नहीं कटना चाहिए सरकारां कट दी पर ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡਾ ਦਿਲ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਆ ਸਕੇ
It holds the same emotions.
बहुत अच्छा महसूस हो रहा है, बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा।
Thanks to Pakistan government, they've taken the initiative and opened up the borders.
ਬਾਬੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਨਵੀਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਕਰੀਏ।
To feel at home, to feel one with the land, to feel so close yet so far. Sometimes I think the world around us has changed so much over the years and continues to right before our eyes. from empires and wars to nation states and globalization. But somewhere, somehow, mankind and humanity remain the same. Being at Kartarpur at a time when Pakistan and India's bilateral relations are at a halt, Modi government is employing its Hindutva ideology to discriminate against non-Hindus, and India's Sikh Kisan community is camping for more than a year to protest against a set of farm laws. Perhaps I was able to experience this, that humanity makes way for itself, always. Before coming to Kartarpur, I did some research on Sikhism, on its founder, and the place itself. I got in touch with friends from India, professors who worked with the Sikh community in India and Pakistan, and similar communities on social media. All this, once again, was a reminder of humanity. It's a surreal feeling. All the more surreal when you begin to see humans as products of their histories. As a student of history, the question of how certain histories come about interests me greatly. Not to my surprise, I found this to be relevant here as well. How we write and how we remember histories.
So essentially Guru Nanak had Hindu and Muslim followers, and there were no Sikh followers because Sikhism as a religion did not exist at the time of Guru Nanak. Like that comes into existence much later. So there are no Sikhs. Like Sikh literally means follower, somebody who wants to learn. Sikh, learn. So there were Muslim devotees, there were Hindu devotees. And there were Muslim Sikhs, there were Hindu Sikhs. So that's something that was how it was at Nanak's time. Now when Guru Nanak passed away, there was a sort of a conflict between his Muslim and his Hindu devotees. His Muslim devotees said that because he believed in one God and he went to Kaaba for his Hajj, so he died a Muslim, so we should bury him. Whereas his Hindu devotees said that no, because he was born into a Hindu family, he should be cremated.
Yeah.
And there was a whole conflict. And I in fact feel like the story actually shows that Guru Nanak's message had sort of not really been understood by many of his followers, but that's a different debate. Anyway, so what happens is that then this old man appears, and the story is that that's Guru Nanak. And he appears and he says that, you know what, it's too late in the night right now, so we can talk about this in the morning. So what happens in the morning is that where his body was lying, there's a heap of flowers. So his body has converted into a heap of flowers, and half of that is buried and half of that is cremated. So both Hindu and Muslim devotees sort of got it their way. And now at Kartarpur, as you probably have seen, there's also a grave. So at a folk level, that has continued. Where I disagree is that at a state level, I don't think the Pakistani state sees it as that. And in fact, I've written a bit about this, that how, for example, and if you, even when the Kartarpur corridor was being renovated, right, some of the narrative that you heard from the Prime Minister was that we are doing this for the Sikh community, this is their place, this is their heritage. And I'm not sure I don't personally like that framework, because essentially it continues to otherize history. So my whole argument is that Kartarpur is not part of Sikh history, it's part of our history. Guru Nanak is not their saint, he's our saint. Like that's the legacy.
Amidst sights and sounds of reminiscence and celebration, and connected to India with a visa-free corridor, the Gurdwara Kartarpur Sahib answered and at the same time raised many questions about history, heritage, and state politics. But more than that, it allowed me to see the importance of spaces. Although the corridor has been created after raising off agricultural fields that Guru Nanak worked on, and so looks and feels very different than it was before, it is still a historic landmark and holds great sentimental value. Spaces such as this act as archives of meaning and memory that people from many centuries later continue to want to find themselves in.
I hope you enjoyed watching this video. It took us much longer to release this because I felt terribly sick during my visit to Kartarpur from pollution and smog. So yeah, climate change is another one of the menaces that our country is struggling with, and it's real and it's scary. We've done a video on it earlier and we'll be doing more work on it in the future, so do check that out, do keep a lookout. About this video particularly, do let me know what you thought about it down below in the comments and I'll be reading them. Take care.